Let me just ask, a last question because I appreciate your warning signs of where we are probably heading. I mean, I always make the point in Europe. I think a greater war now with Russia is more likely than not. But what is then the how do you identify the source of these problems? Is it arrogance, hubris, stupidity? Is it I mean, what would be the solution here? If there is a solution to the path or a domino effect we're currently in the middle of.
So, I study history, and it's a pretty strong pattern where empires rise because they're young, they're energetic, they're cohesive, they're open, and then they peak as an empire and they become arrogant, they become insular, they become close-minded, they're defeated by hubris, and then they decline, and then the empire dies. It's a pretty common pattern. We don't have an example where an empire declined, but then it reemerged. Some people will say that, Rome reemerged as the Byzantine Empire, but that's not true. The Byzantine Empire and the Roman Empire are two different entities altogether. So what's happening in America, what's happening in the Western world, it's just part of the natural process of being human. The problem, though, of course, is that an empire refuses to um, to omit its mortality. An empire refuses to die. You've got all these billionaires in America who are spending all their money trying to live forever. And that's just the hubris of those in power. And unfortunately, this is what the Greeks taught us, that hubris is the greatest evil in the world. It leads us into insanity. And that's why we're living the world that we live in today.
Yeah, well, that goes from the poem of Eliot, the Hollow Man. That is the way the world ends is not with a bang but a whimper. But is this the best we can hope for then? That it doesn't go out with a bang. That we go out the Soviet way. That is just a slow, sad collapse, and hope that something new emerges in its place. Or
Look,
with
I mean, America in its national security strategy, it is very clear and blatant that America will defend its empire to its dying breath. And America is not retreating from the world. It's going to fight everywhere in the world, but it's going to use allies as proxies. It's going to use its allies as cannon fodder, use all the resources of its allies. It's going to divide and rule. So before, America was willing to be hypocritical. It was willing to use this rules-based international order as a facade in which to project power. And now this facade has dissipated because people recognize the hypocrisy of the entire system. So America is just like, okay, now we'll just use force. We'll just be pirates. We'll just be the mafia. And so, and, and, and at the same time, the reality is that America is the world's greatest empire. We've never had an empire that's been able to control the entire world and have the technological, economic, military sophistication that America has. So this death will not be pretty. And, if we die of a whimper, that would be a very good death. But I don't think it'll be a whimper. I think it'll be a big bang. And I think that this conflict may rage around the world for the next 10, 20 years. And this is the reality that we're heading towards. So the idea of like, maybe Trump and Putin will get together and sign a peace treaty and we'll go back to 2020. No, that's gone. We're in a brave new world and we're never going back. This is the undiscovered country. And this is something that we all have to brace for.